Hey guys, my name is Shai and this is Evermind Astro. This video is about the Aquarius North Node. This is also for you if you have your North Node in the 11th house, because Aquarius rules the 11th house and those energies are vibrationally similar, we'll say. You always want to watch both videos based on your own unique placement, right? Because you have to blend the sign of your North Node with the house of your North Node, and that makes like 112 combinations, so I'm not doing 112 videos. You just blend the two together to get the most complete view of your North Node. And I don't know if you can hear my cats trying to break down the door. That is my sign to actually start this conversation with the best analogy that is coming to me right now about how your North Node journey feels, like can feel, right? One way how this can feel. Because remember, you have a Leo South Node, right? A Leo South Node or a 5th house South Node, that Leo energy. And that's why my cats are freaking out. Before I started this video, when I was like setting up, tuning in, my cats started losing their mind and their minds, two minds. My cats do that when they sense something about the energy that is really interesting to them, right? Whenever someone has a really strong connection to like feline types of consciousness, my cats know and they're looking for you. And I was like, that's weird. It's Aquarius. Why are the cats coming in? Then I realized, no, this because it's Aquarius North Node, Leo South Node. And that led me to realize that this Aquarius or 11th house North Node can kind of feel like a cat being forced to turn into a dog. I actually really associate Aquarius with dogs and like canine consciousness and all of that. Because think about it, right? Leo, South Node, cats. Cats, what are cats like, right? If you're a cat person, you know, right? Cats are sovereign beings. Every single cat is the center of their own universe. And that's exactly how it should be. And cats empower us to be more like them. I've actually been on a whole journey of having my cats like empower me to empower my Leo energy, right? They want us to build that up and to be sovereign, to be like the sun, right? To know that the world revolves around you. You know, it's interesting. The Leo North Node video was quite popular, and this metaphor, I think, of becoming the sun with your Leo North Node really resonated with people. So with your Leo South Node, you're already there, right? You're already there. You are already your own sun, right? The problem, of course, is with any South Node energy, this energy has become overdeveloped. It's like overgrown. It's got some weeds, right? It's like a garden that's been overgrown with weeds, or it's just been kind of stagnant, and this energy needs to shift and change, and it needs to explore its opposite in order to balance out. So why do I associate Aquarius with dogs? It's because like my cats say, I'm a sovereign being. Treat me like the god or the goddess that I am, right? My dog, what does my dog say? My dog says, I want to be an important part of the team, right? Sometimes I talk to my dog and I try to tell him like, you know, you're the best, you're the most important dog ever, but he doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about being the best. He doesn't really even care about being this like individuated individual. What he cares about as a dog is to be an important part of the team. He cares all about his pack, right? His family, his community, his collective. Dogs are so much more of this communal, collective, family, pack, friendship type of thing, and they want to be an important part of the team. That is my cat trying to break down the door to get in here. I actually had to kick the cats out of the room. A lot of the time when I'm recording, they're in here and the cats are hanging out. They just sleep. My dog is in here, but I had to kick the cats out in order to record this. And that's so symbolic with the Leo South Node, Aquarius North Node, is literally having to kick the cats out, but the dog got to stay, right? The Aquarian type of dog got to stay. So, okay, so cat and dog analogy aside, the Aquarius North Node, very triggering, right? The Aquarian Leo axis. You know, it's been challenged lately, right? At the time I'm recording this, this is like, what, February 2023? So Saturn is still in Aquarius. Saturn has been in Aquarius for a while. And Pluto is like about to transition into Aquarius. Pluto is going to hit Aquarius like really soon. He's at 29 degrees Capricorn at the time of filming this. So the Aquarius energy and the Aquarius Leo axis is just, it's about to have more and more and more pressure put on it. So all of you Aquarian North nodes, specifically the Aquarian North nodes, right? At some point over the next 20 years, you're gonna have Pluto transition over your North node, and this is mean you're gonna be rocketed and propelled and forced to transform into your Aquarian self. And this is gonna threaten your Leo South node. It's gonna make you feel like your essence is being threatened. Okay, your essence. It's gonna make you feel like your essence, your character, your sense of self, your identity, the way you express yourself. You're gonna feel like that is being threatened, right? And that is not fun. Of course, all of the North Node journeys, every single one of them, they all threaten our identity. They all threaten our sense of self because it's literally pulling us out of our comfort zone. But like specifically with the Aquarius North Node, that is specifically about threatening your sense of self. Like, because the Leo South Node is your sense of self, is your character, is your essence, right? It is your essence. And the Aquarius North Node comes along literally to threaten that. But so, as you explore your Aquarius North Node, or if you're having like Pluto transit over your Aquarius North Node, what is that going to be like? What is the goal? What are you trying to become? So with Aquarius, it's like you're being fragmented out, right? Think of Leo as the sun, but Aquarius is the stars. So you're going to be challenged to diversify, to expand and diversify, become a multitude, to fragment yourself and become many different things, right? With the Leo South Node, you are one whole being contained entirely in and of yourself. Aquarius, when you move into this energy, you're going to be many things. And there is this theme of your energy like bleeding out into the collective, flowing out into the collective. So one example that comes out with this is, man, you could feel like this. The thing is, Aquarius energy is very complex. So Aquarius can play out in many different ways. So this can be like a friend group thing. This can be a social media thing. This can be a technology thing, right? Aquarius also ruling higher technology. So you could find yourself, with Pluto entering Aquarius, we're going to see all kinds of transformations to do with social media, the internet itself, AI, right? The AI era is happening right now, right? VR and AR, like any type of advanced technology, like new wave, new futuristic technology, you could find yourself heavily involved in that. That's for some of you. It doesn't have to play out in terms of technology, but there's just many different ways that Aquarius energy can play out. So I have to include this here. This is also, of course, like higher consciousness, right? Like literally downloading your own higher self, your own higher mind, right? Your own higher consciousness, bringing that down to earth. But what was I going to say? My example here, one example of this type of energy is that you could feel like the system. Oh, so Aquarius also rules, systems, right? Systems of control. Systems of control, because we forget that Aquarius was traditionally ruled by Saturn, right? Yes, now the modern ruler of Aquarius is Uranus, and that really changes things. That propels Aquarius to be more of a futuristic, transformative type of energy. But the Saturnian Aquarius energy isn't quite gone, right? It's not gone. It's still there. It's maybe bleeding to the background, but with Pluto transiting Aquarius, we're probably going to be seeing these like waves and resurgences of the Saturnian Aquarian energy and the Saturnian Aquarius, right? Some of you could be like, you could really resonate more with like Saturn is the ruler of Aquarius, and some of you could really be more like Uranian. You could be a Saturnian Aquarius or a Uranian Aquarius, just depending on a whole bunch of other factors, right? So with the Saturnian Aquarius, that is like if you have Saturn in Aquarius and your North Node in Aquarius, I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if that ever happened like recently, but I don't know. Or maybe Saturn aspecting your North Node in Aquarius, like with a trine or something like that, or a square. So that could be going on. Anyway, the Saturn Aquarius influence is like systems of control. So some of you could feel really threatened, feeling like the system, the powers that be, the system, right? Some kind of social system, some human system, a government, or like the collective itself, or, you know, aliens, right? Some kind of like system. You can feel like it's controlling you. You can feel like it's spying on you. You can feel like it's stealing from you. Some example could be somebody who creates art that is so profound. This is like channeled, divinely guided future art, where future consciousness is downloaded into this art, and this artist really wants to regain, or like retain, right? Retain control over their art. They want to say, I want it to be released like this. I want it to be sold for this exact amount of money. I don't want anybody to experience my art unless they're paying for it. Or, you know, there could just be this feeling of like, I want to retain control and direction and creative direction over my art. But with this Aquarius North Node, this is kind of like the universe like telling you, it's not about you. This art needs to be seen by the world. This energy needs to be given to others. And, you know, a really high expression of this example could be somebody, this artist, just deciding, okay, you know what? I'm going to give up control. I'm going to give up ownership even of this. I'm just going to give it away and release all of my art in the Creative Commons license and just like gift it to the world, right? That would be the highest manifestation of this. But if the artist really, really resists, and if they try to retain control, try to keep it all to themselves and try to say, no, this is my art, I made this, it is mine, which there is truth to that. There is truth to both sides of this, right? If we were talking about the Leo North Node, I would be emphasizing how you should be retaining control, right? You should be taking control back. But that's not the journey you guys are on. You guys are on the Aquarius North Node journey. So you need to be releasing your energy out into the world, right? So if you're resisting giving your energy away, then someone might come along and take it, right? And that could lead you to very traumatic experiences of literally like the collective or the system or other people or even your friends taking things from you. And that's obviously not pleasant. So you would do yourself a favor here if you can kind of realize, okay, I have an Aquarius North Node or this 11th house North Node. My journey is to actually release all of this, to release ownership of what I put out into the world. And that it can be triggering because, of course, once you release your art into the world, just think of, I'm sure you can think of some examples, right, of some artist out of history or some, maybe a political figure or, you know, some really significant person that, you know, who is well known in history, how after they die, or even sometimes while they're still alive, whatever they contributed to the world is completely out of their control. I can think, I'm not going to name names here because I don't want to make this political, but I can think of some political figures or some artistic figures who would hate to see their face on a t-shirt because that would be the worst thing to them. And yet everyone's walking around with their face on a t-shirt. That kind of thing. That is an example of Aquarius North Node journey. It's gone out there and now it is no longer yours and it's taking on a life of its own, right? Your energy goes out into the world and takes on a life of its own and you have to just let it go. And even that, if you find that your energy is like getting taken away from you or your artistic creations are being taken away from you or you're losing control or you're losing ownership of stuff, this is actually a call for you to diversify and expand. If you're really tuning into the highest frequencies of your Aquarian or 11th house North Node, you're becoming so many different things. And at first this might feel like you're being forced to fragment yourself, forced to shatter yourself, like you want to be like a ruby, right? You want to be one whole ruby, but you're going to find yourself becoming a kaleidoscope, right? Think of when you look into a kaleidoscope, it's all those little tiny gems, and every time you turn it, the pattern changes, and yet nothing is ever really lost, right? Because those gems are all still in the kaleidoscope. It's just when you turn the kaleidoscope, they change how they're oriented, they change their configuration, and then it changes the pattern. So you guys, the image here is really to be like a kaleidoscope and to constantly iterate and change and reorganize your essence, knowing that it is never actually being lost, it is just being reconfigured. So you could find yourself really, really being called to step up and serve the collective somehow. And I actually see a lot of people with Aquarius North Nodes, the ones who are doing it like really, really well, they have this like unshakable core of their own identity, of their own essence, and yet it's like they're always shape-shifting, right? They can take on many different identities, but it's not in a fake way, it's not in a false way. It's like, yes, I am this, and I am that, and I am that, and I am that, and I am that. right? It's just continually adding and evolving and experiencing the different constellations of your own essence. And this is when you can find that once you are really allowing yourself to become a multitude, allowing yourself to become many different things, that you actually satisfy your Leo South Node of wanting to be able to like express your own character, express your own essence, because you will ultimately find that as long as you are not hanging on to your sense of self, or not hanging on to your art, not hanging on to your creations, as long as you're not clinging to it, you get to be yourself in a multitude of different ways, and it ends up actually being your character or your essence or your personality that serves people the best. Through all of the different ways you interact with the world, people go, wow, I love this person's personality. Like, they're just so compelling, right? Like, they're just so charismatic. These people can have a ton of charisma. Once you get this nodal axis in balance, right? Once you get the nodal axis in balance, so you could really go through some hard lessons about learning about appearances, like how appearances are actually important, like having to learn to go to like a high society banquet thing and how to, put on, if it's like, black tie, right? Having to put on formal wear and do the etiquette. You might really not like that, but you might learn that, oh, this has value too, right? You might think like, oh, it's all superficial, but then you're going to have these experiences of learning, wait, there is value here. There is something going on here. Yes, you have to read the subtle signs beneath the surface, but there is something here. There is something that is worthwhile here, right? So learning how to present yourself in a way that is effective and appealing to others. I mean, you don't have to do that, but it's like with your Aquarius North Node, you're going to bump up against life lessons about that, because it will help you get to where you want to go, right? This is like, I don't know, imagine you're like in a grunge band, right? And like you dress in the grunge fashion. But then you have to go to some like a fancy banquet style, like fancy high society dinner. And this is like learning to put on the suit and all of that. And you find that actually helps you get to where you want to go. Like maybe that is how you get yourself a record deal, right? By actually showing people that yes, you can play the game too. You can, for your own sake, right? For your own benefit, you can do what you need to do in order to get where you want to go. So there can be a little bit of a willingness to participate in the game of society. And I mean, you really might not like that. You don't have to love it, but just try to see of, yes, if I just do this for like this 1 hour, right? Or this one day, then I can really help myself. This can really help me. Maybe it's worth doing, right? And it doesn't have to be a big deal. It doesn't have to be this whole like, oh, I'm compromising myself thing. Just get really pragmatic about it and be like, yeah, this is fine. I can go do this. It's like going to work, right? It's like going to work. I can just do this and it's fine. And then this is ultimately going to help you balance out this whole nodal thing where you can move between the worlds, where you are still the sun that you have always been. You are still a cat, right? You are still the center of your own universe, but you can also, like a kaleidoscope, you can go and become many, many different things and interact with many, many different types of people and many different scenarios and all of that. And then you find out that, hey, look, by serving the collective, right? By participating in the social network, I got what I wanted. I got what I wanted. Maybe it doesn't always look like how I expected it to look, but really, if I'm really honest, and if I get really clear, I go, wow, I really did get what I wanted. And now I have the best of both worlds, right? Now I have the best of both worlds. So, Aquarius North Node, I think I'm going to leave it there for you. Let me think. So yeah, this is my second channel. If you would like to connect with me more deeply or just on a different level, my home channel is Evermind Oracle. The links are all down below. That is tarot readings for starseeds and lightworkers, and also pick a card readings. I do private readings. I do tarot readings and tarot blended with astrology readings. I do private North Node readings as well. You can shop for that on my website. I also have an Etsy shop if you prefer to shop on Etsy. All that kind of stuff. Links down below. So I hope to talk to you guys again. Sending you so much love and light. Bye.